lot of the concerns about AI actually started with the people who are developing the technology. Musk recently said his top concern is DeepMind, the secretive London AI lab owned by Google.
DeepMind operates as a semi-independent subsidiary of Google. The thing that makes DeepMind unique is that DeepMind is absolutely focused on creating digital superintelligence, an AI that is vastly smarter than
I well
any human on
remember
Earth.
the day when I read a message about Elon Musk's statement that World War III could start because of the conflict between two AIs. It seemed important to me to expand on this idea in the setting of the modern world of high technology. The basis for the text is given by the dialogues of two highly antipodent characters, the General and the Reverend. They represent an image of absolute power, moved by its own rules of the game, truths, instincts, and money. On my birthday, a translation conference was held in Greenwich.
The idea I have is related to one of the themes of Transition Keeper, because I'd like to write something creative about the way that machine translation is becoming prevalent in my field, and so artificial intelligence is involved there. Will the job of translators one day be taken over by machines? That's what I liked about it, and this was something that was new for me, was being able to meet the author in person.
At this stage of the text's creation, I faced a question. What kind of threat can a woman endowed with absolute power resist? A supercomputer can be used to prevent a multitude of threats, and I decided on the threat of terrorism, because at that time this threat seemed the most timely. It required a special comprehension of the world of the user of new technologies. Today, adults, teenagers, and even small children are part of it. The first version of the text had a rather strange name that looked like a joke: The Hair That Laughs.
I like the idea of preventing conflicts and conflict situations different by communication, not by force. For example, to devalue the idea of terrorists so they change their minds and stop doing terror, it's a very cool method. It's just like a method of NLP, method of the future. There was a moment in the book when I wanted to close it and think a little bit. And I closed it and thought for 2 weeks maybe. It was the moment when the computer said something like, now there is a global balance everywhere. And then I've thought, damn, is balance really worth it? Is balance a good thing after all? Because it seems to me that balance is a thing that's a little artificial. It's a swap. Because when you don't have external stimuli, you don't evolve. Balance is like comfort, and when you're comfortable, you have no need to evolve. Maybe sometime you may have some kind of cultural or social motive, or you want to improve yourself, but this doesn't happen to everyone.
The prototype of Alice could be seen as a whole generation of talented children who find it much easier to talk to machines than to people. Other characters are specific people who personify whole social clusters, types of thinking, behaviors, and principles.
Really fast-moving times. Haven't you noticed that yourself? And what is important, that we remain transparent and we remain true to ourselves. I'm hoping just to radiate that message out, and I would encourage each of you to do the same. Be true to yourself, be really honest with what you want to achieve, what you want to do with your life, what you are here for, and then things should fall into the right pace, into the right manifestation. And fundamentally, the people who are your tribe would be with you working towards the common goal. You all will have something in common at this particular point in time and in your lives. Because we're all different, we're like a river. River is never the same. But when there is a serendipity, when there is this coherent force that propels us forward, some unachievable things can manifest.
At the same time, the first draft of the book skirted the story of the heroine herself, whose name the supercomputer encrypted for security purposes. For readers, the main character remains a nameless woman for a long time, All other characters of the book conduct their dialogues in search of her real name. This is how Taylor appeared, the guardian of the general's important secrets, who is trying to discover alternative ways to save lives, and also Simon, the foreign intelligence representative. When the final full stop was inserted the text of Transition Keeper, I was in the center of the USA at the Huntsville Science and Technology Park. There I was caught by the official news about the emergence of the new real threat to human existence, COVID. A new, more massive and powerful threat of unitary declarative nature has appeared in the world, terribly lowered the cost of human life and increased the cost of barrels and live human contact, communication without pragmatism.
To share some actions and maybe even create something beautiful. Destiny is arguable in the sense that nobody can prove until it is proven incorrect that there is an ultimate creator. So everybody is free to take sides until the other side is proven wrong. So in that sense, we come to the idea of faith.
Simon, an employee of the General's laboratory and creator of the idea of Transition Keeper, is capable of feelings of other dimensions. Taylor is capable of giving up feelings in the name of a higher purpose. At the same time, he is part of the power system. It is no coincidence that during the course of the book, it is Taylor who finds Simon, who is well aware of the changes that are taking place in the world of high speeds and technologies, and who responds to Taylor's offer to meet. Taylor and Simon meet in neutral waters of the Wellington combat boat.
You've got people which are in the middle of something, that they express their passion, could be an artist. And you've got the other type of people which are trying to capture, like art collectioner. People collect art. They're also it's also passion. It's a side of passion. You've got people in motor racing. You've got the guy who's building the cars, people repairing the cars. There's passion. There's people driving the cars. There's passion. Artists. You've got painters. They express an emotion. It's a passion. And then you've got people collecting their art. It's also a passion. It's not a passion to machine or versus people. I think passion is, to me, you don't control passion. It comes deep from inside, and it's to me, passion is very much about the visual is the object. It's what this object, the impact on me about my feelings. It's about the design. It's about then to me it's not really people versus object. I believe that I believe you don't choose a passion. The passion chooses you.
The postscriptum answers the question concerning the identity of Margaret Evans, the woman who chose an ordinary life and death instead of being an instrument of absolute power.
My third book, Transition Keeping, was published by English. It's the first book by English and the first book under masculine pseudonym. Why I take a masculine pseudonym to my book? Unisex, unicultural, uniformation, many questions, because we are living in the world moving toward unisex, unification, toward unicultural, and how to be the woman in this world. Question: who will children be? Android? Sometimes I think that I live alone in cuckoo land. Cuckoo land is my expression about my dream. But sometimes I met a person like me, the similar person, and the world changed. My book get postscriptum. Postscriptum like alternative to unisex, alternative to be dualistic for each individual. maybe principle of love, calling for creating space, being and self-realization for both oneself and other, oneself and other, and other.